Bong. What are you eating?
What time is it?
I don't know, Bong.
It must be 2 then.
How did you work that one out?
I keep hearing a bong. There it goes again. 3 p.m. My mistake.
Or it could be because that's your name? What do you think you are? A church bell. What were you eating?
I found some magic mushrooms growing down here. Do you want to try some?
I think you might have had too many. Never mind. No, I would not like to find some. Don't go eating random plants from the floor. That's why Raychelle goes out foraging. Anyway, I came to look for you. Raychelle wants us to gather around the fire again. Hey my far out friends. What's up with Bong?
Ooh, it must be 4 p.m. now.
Whoa. He's totally radical, dude. Bong looks swacked.
Bong, go to bed. You'll have to take part in our next group activity.
Peace out, man.
It must be 5 p.m. now. I'm off ski to bed. Times go so quickly while high.
Anyway, today will be the rest of you's first test of many in camp. Remember, it is a competition, because you're all wanting to become camp deputy head.
Competition really misaligns your chakras.
Like I have been saying, we're all equals here. It may seem competitive to an extent. You just need to prove to me, your equal camp leader, that you can bring the best version of yourself and bring out the best in others. Today's test will be to free your spirits by admitting to the rest of camp what has been holding you back individually throughout your life. Any bad feelings, old habits need to be spoke about, and you will be one step closer to finding peace, man. Zach, why don't you go first?
I guess what I've been holding back is who I really am. I'm the sort of person who likes escapism. While that may sound like a good thing, deep down it's ironic, because I had an abusive upbringing.
Ooh, there it is.
As a kid, I really wanted to be a vegan, but my parents resented me for it. So they force-fed me processed fast food every day until I enjoyed it. And I never enjoyed it. So I ran away from home. And here I am, strumming my guitar and singing about freedom. It really brings me to another place.
Yes, and it makes I Want to Break Free by Freddie Mercury spin around my head constantly. You really do get inside people's heads, don't you, Zach? That was great, Zach. How about Coral? You go next. I've always wanted to be a tree, but my parents thought I should be a rock instead. They moved us all to the mountains, dressed me like a rock. We're a family of traveling rocks, you see. That's what my parents used to say. I missed trees so much. I spent an entire year in a forest hugging a tree. After that year, I found out it was just a fat man in a tree costume. He didn't move once. Very convincing. He ran away giggling. Left me stumped, I must say. Excuse the pun. Anyway, what I mean to say is that since I've developed Parkinson's and been living in a home, I noticed a tree outside my bedroom window. And I swear to God, it looked at me once. And it gave me a beaming smile. That's how I knew I completely lost the plot. And that's why I came to this commune. Because I needed to work on my Parkinson's. And it's improved. You. She scares me. The rest of you are just sad. But her. I better sleep with one eye open from now on. Okay, that's great, Coral. That's 2 of you opening up about the problems that you parents caused for you. A lot of issues stem from bad parenting. Now I have a way that you both can start to recover. You need to play mummies and daddies. Take it in turns to be the parent. And play nice kids. And Zach, remember, you can eat whatever you want now. Just stay away from the deadly nightshade. Who's next? Oh yes. Coca-Cola. So as you know, I'm from Georgia. It can be quite a religious state. And my parents. Oh, another sob story. What is this? The X Factor? They discriminated me because I told them I was a lesbian. I knew I was a lesbian because God told me I was. Anyway, my parents forced me to have many dates. I had to eat them. I don't like dates. I then went on to date multiple men. Until I met Elijah. My parents loved him. So they arranged us to get married. But I bottled it all in until the day before the wedding and ran away. Snuck on a plane, pretended I was luggage, and that's where Raychelle rescued me. Now I'm free to be the lesbian I really am. And I am free to experiment. So if you want an orgy later, come to my treehouse.
Beautifully put, Coco.
How about you next, Isla?
My parents. They didn't earn much money. I hate money. It's so materialistic. In school, I was always different to the other kids. They were into fashion and trends. I liked tarot cards, star signs, and reading people. One day I told one of the kids at school that her dead dad was stood behind her. I could see him so clearly. And they told my parents and then called the authorities. They wanted me locked up. My parents rushed me out of the country and left me to fend for myself on the streets of New York. The tattoos on my arm, they represent all the bad things that have happened to me. They remind me of my hard times and how they have made me stronger.
Isla, here there is no judgment for being different. We embrace our differences. And for those privileged kids living in their rich houses and being spoiled to no ends, will regret the day they ruined your life. We are the start of the world becoming equal. Jade, how about you next? I have you all beat. My family forgot I existed. They forgot my name. They named me at birth as Jade. And here I am being called Fade. I so desperately wanted to be someone else. And I was. I became Gladys. Got money from my own mom for being Gladys. That's the only time I've ever been noticed. They eventually realized their bad ways when they saw the impact it had on me. They helped me recover my identity crisis. But it was still far too much to be around them. I moved to Italy. Got with a man called El Curcio, who thought he was Italian. Turns out his actual name was Kirk from Little Barnsley. We had a daughter called Olive, but she died a few years back from food poisoning. Our unborn grandchild died too. And then there was explosions, collisions, humility, death. I just thought I needed to retreat from the mayhem. Yeah, so beat that.
There is no competition, Jade. You've all experienced an equally awful life. But I think my past was worst. But let's not go into that. Taj, you next, bro.
Life was tough as a kid. My father was a Hindi man, and my mother a Jewish lady. It was tough. Really tough. In the week, I was forced to believe in Hinduism. Then at the weekends it was Judaism. And to top it all off, my uncle was a raging evangelical Christian. Whenever we stayed at his house, I had to believe in his stuff. Oh, and what's more, my best friend was into Buddhism. So whenever I stayed over at his house, I had to be a Buddha. I just cracked. I didn't know who to believe in anymore. I still don't. I need answers. The right ones.
Taj, do you ever just think, what's the point? You didn't ever feel like starting over? On a clean slate?
I think what Jade means to say is the right is us. Is you, Taj. Believe in us. Believe in you and everything will be okay. Now I think that this was a very good exercise. It is a final drawing line from you and your past. None of you feel those things anymore. And we can start a new chapter. Talking does wonders. Just share everything with the group and it all goes away.